Alright, so patch 18 is here for Hell Let Loose. There's a lot of changes, a lot of stuff to go over, but today I'm just going to cover the destruction of the Panther. Now, these changes weren't in the patch notes. In fact, the patch notes suggested that some of these problems that weren't really there too much for the Panther would have been gone, in particular with the obstruction of movement. But unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that, in my opinion, with this update, unless there's a hot fix, the Panther's dead. So let's just jump right into it. My major concern and the major problem with the Panther right now is its mobility. Yes, it still has the speed. It's still faster than all the other heavy tanks. But unfortunately, unlike every other heavy tank, it can't maneuver at all. So before, the Panther was always very good at turning in fourth gear. It was pretty fast. I think it was only 2 seconds slower than the Tiger turning in first gear while the Panther was in fourth gear. That's changed now. It's a much longer turn time for the Panther with the added threat of stalling. But even bigger than that is the Panther now clips on the smallest stuff imaginable. And just driving down the road at times, I would clip on random objects, causing me to go to a full stop, reverse, and go back down the road. Also, these little hills that you see that you used to be able to traverse very easily in the Panther, you can't go up them anymore. You come to a full stop. And this is just a Panther problem. I tested it in the Tiger, in the mediums, in the 76. This is just a Panther problem. I don't know if this is intended. I don't know if it's a unintended change, then I hope it gets fixed quickly, because like I said, you have that speed the Panther has. In order to utilize it, you need to have a smooth experience when driving, because there's no use to speed if you're clipping on random objects in the road. There's no use to speed if you can't go over those little hills or any type of raised surface at all. You'll see later on in this video, and I could probably just show it right now, I try to go over this again, and I end up just getting stuck, flat out stuck. I know in the patch notes they said that they made some changes to the way the terrain interacts with tanks, so that way you can more easily traverse trenches and other stuff like that. I think that's entirely false, honestly. I think trenches did seem better a little bit, but all the other objects are awful. Even in the other tanks like the Tiger, which you'll see did cross those same obstacles that I had trouble with in the Panther just fine. That being said, like, there is still sometimes like this little bit of resistance. Like, it's like when I'm in the Tiger, it kind of like hooks on something and then unhooks really quick. So the driving is a little bit busted. There is some good news with the Panther, and that is that it can do the Stewie quick turn. If you don't know what that is, if you're in third gear, full RPMs, you downshift to first gear, then hold turn, your tank turns very fast, as if there's no traction. It's great for mobility inside of an urban environment, going down streets, and then also if you need to turn 180 degrees or 90 degrees, whatever it is, to face an AT player, it's great. That got added in. But that being said, it's not enough. The fact that the Panther was nerfed so hard with the driving, not able to get over any raised areas, clipping on objects very easily, and then you just compound that issue that is it takes 2 shots to kill a medium now, no reason to have a Panther. If you're calling in a heavy tank as a German, it needs to be a Tiger. the Tiger got a speed increase, so it's not as slow as it was before. And the mobility that it has with going over race terrain and just going down the road in general is completely worth it to choose the Tiger over the Panther. There's a lot of other changes that I need to get into. More tanks got quick turns, and I'll cover all that. I'll deep dive into the turn times exactly for all the tanks, but I do feel like I need to get this video out there. Subscribe so that way you don't miss those future videos coming out about those tank changes. And if you guys found any other issues or any changes to tanks that weren't addressed in the patch notes, please throw them in the comments and let me and everybody else know. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.